Hello, this is Mary with Mango Math, and this is a first grade lesson on addition, but by understanding unknowns. So this game has students doing just a little bit of algebraic thinking. It's called Winner Dog, and they will be rolling dice and filling in spaces on their Winner Dog board using pattern blocks, and each pattern block has a different value. So you can see on the directions here that the hexagon is worth 6, the trapezoid is worth 3, the rhombus is worth 2, and the triangle is worth 1. So students will roll the dice. In this case, let's say they rolled a 6. And that student is going to put on whatever equals that 6 spaces. So they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and they see that hexagon equals 6. And then they are going to write 6 on their board. And then they're going to have a plus sign. So let's say it's that player's turn again, and this time they roll, let's say they roll a 2. They are then going to figure out how they represent 2. So they could do it with this rhombus if they want to, the blue rhombus, or they can do it with 2 of these green triangles, and they can fill it in how they, oops, that one. Let's delete that, and let's copy this one. And they're going to then fill in these spaces using these different pattern blocks. So in this case, they can put in the number 2, which is what those 2 green ones represented. Or they could also, if they want to, as long as the answer is correct, they could put in, not have that 2, but put in a 1 and a 1. So they can represent it as the total amount that they rolled, or they can represent it by the number of those individual cubes that they put down. Now notice that these are both worth 1. If they had done it with the rhombus and they had did this as a 2, hang on a second. If they had done this as a 2, it's not a 2 because you're filling in 4 squares. So that is actually, these 2 together are worth 4. So I want students to understand the value of their pattern block pieces and where they fit on the board and be able to add up their winner dog. And so they'll play so many rounds. On the 3rd round, they'll see where they're at, and they'll put their total score, and they'll compare their score to the other student's score. But what I want students to recognize is that this object has a value of number of spaces that it takes up. It's just the start of 1, understanding algebra, 2, understanding fractional amounts. So it's pieces of a whole. So it's doing 2 things at once, but it's really great for kids to understand how an object can represent more than just the one thing. It can actually represent pieces of it as well. So enjoy.